Luke 19 and verse 37 says, "When Jesus came near the place where the road goes down to the Mount of Olives, the whole crowd of disciples began joyfully praising God in loud voices for all the miracles they had seen, saying, 'Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord, peace in heaven and glory in the highest.' But some of the Pharisees among the crowd said, 'Teacher, rebuke your followers for saying these things.' But Jesus answered, 'I tell you, if these become silent, the stones will cry out.'" There's something about nature that moves us toward praise. For me, it's always been either a starry night where the firmament declares the handiwork of God, or the mountains out west that show the skillful carving of his finger, or just a sunset sky that reminds us of how it all began. Let there be light. But the words of Jesus here show us not just that nature moves us toward worship, but that creation itself stands at the ready to burst forth and cry out the praises of its King. That if we remain quiet, the simple rocks on the side of a dusty road could outglorify the people who were made in the very glory of God's image. That if we keep silent, the stones will cry out. So, how do we worship God more loudly than the world that waits to praise him? For the disciples, it was simple. Verse 37, they began joyfully praising God in loud voices for all the miracles they had seen. And we can do the same. Maybe that'll make you strange to other people. Maybe like the Pharisees, they'll ask you to stop. But maybe we'll start to become a little more like Peter, the stone strengthened by Christ, who'd say before a multitude of people, "We cannot stop speaking about what we have seen and what we have heard." You and I may not have stood on the shore when Jesus walked on the water. We may not have laid down in the green grass as he fed the 5,000. And we may not have peered into that tomb and stood in awe as he spoke those words, "Lazarus, come forth." But haven't you seen the Lord at work in the world around you? How about when he calmed the storms in your life or held your hand as together you walked through? Or how about when he led you through green pastures and provided for you when you thought that you had nothing left? Or how about when he raised you up out of that grave of sin to walk in newness of life? And if you've seen those things, then what is keeping you from sharing that with the world around you? Like those disciples who welcomed Jesus as King into the holy city, let us welcome him into the throne of our heart, joyfully praising God with a loud voice for all the amazing things that he has done, lest the stones cry out.